Hello guys and welcome back to Hey Manager with me Alex, and today it's episode 9 and it's the start of a new season for this Birmingham City save where we've had quite an interesting summer. Let's bring you some of the transfers and what's happened since last time. So, some big changes have happened. I've got to admit, some massive changes have happened, and so we'll get straight into the transfers. Let me bring you who we've actually sold first of all. So, believe it or not, Miyoshi. Miyoshi, I have sold him to Derby for only 3.2 million. Now, you were probably wondering why have I done that? 12 assists last season, 10 goals, a 7 rating, a 6 player of the matches. You're thinking, why have he was on his last year of his contract. I couldn't afford to lose him really, and he was asking for a lucrative amount of money. So, to be honest with you, I was happy with him. 46 games last year, 10 goals for us. I think he did alright, but Miyoshi was the first one to go. Then the other player that has left us is Sunjic. Now, Sunjic left us on a free. He did leave us on a free. We had him at Birmingham. We've signed him for 6 million. He's done alright in the Championship. He went to Hertha Berlin for a year. Did alright there. Last year, he just was very average. And to be honest with you, I didn't fancy paying him. He wanted, stupid money, 17k a week. I let him go on a free. Sunjic, he's now on 4.7. I offered him 8.5 to 9k a week just to have him in the background, use him as a backup, which would have been good because in the central midfielder position, he can play a box to box quite well. I mean, stamina wise and the aggression and the work rate, that's what you want, the teamwork in a box to box midfielder. Technically not so gifted, but mentally and physically, he would have suited that box to box midfielder so well. So we've seen him go. Another man we've also let go is John Ruddy. Now, John Ruddy, he wanted a hell of a lot of money, and we brought him in on a free. Conceded 55 goals last year, 13 clean sheets, a decent year. I mean, in all honesty, it wasn't actually that bad. So fair to him, it actually wasn't too bad. And look, if I approached to sign him, let's ask his agent actually, he's got no interest. He was getting too big for his boots. He wanted 23k a week. I can't be spending that amount of money on a 37-year-old goalkeeper. So John Ruddy has left us, and then that leaves us with the likes of Mark Roberts, who's also gone. Quite a few other players that are running out of contract, like Gillespie as well. A lot of the players like that, where the contracts were expiring, have gone, and we've managed to invest that in other players as well. So the first of a few loans is, of course, Dennis Seaman. Now, if you watch the Dortmund save, you'll know that Dennis Seaman was actually my backup keeper for many a year, and he's just fantastic. I mean, 18 years of age, we've got him in on loan. He's a backup, believe it or not. I thought he might have been first choice, but he's a backup for now. So you can see the aerial reach, the command of the area, your first touch, your one-on-ones. He's actually very good. I don't think the current ability too much reflects how good he actually is. But to me, he's very good. A great backup, 6'4", good, aerial reach, good rushing out, good reflex saves. One-on-ones very good. He's also very composed, mentally very good for his age, and as well as that, agility-wise, he's decent. With being 6'4" as well, I think he's fantastic. Next up, Thomas Araujo. So Araujo, he looks very good. In the European Under-21 Championships qualifiers, which I looked at a little bit, he had a very high rating. He's playing for Benfica's B team at the moment, and at 22 years of age, I was going to try and sign him, but I couldn't afford the £4 to £6 million fee. So what I've done is I've brought him in on loan. It just secures us, and he's only going to get better through the season. This is the thing. He's only going to get better through the season, so we'll have to track his progression. But I think he's going to be a good little player for us, which will be very good for us indeed. And next up, you might recognise this man. He has played for Liverpool quite a few times this year. It's Jarell Quansah. So I wanted to bring in another English youngster, 21 years of age. This man looks actually very good. For a defender, 14 first touch, heading, passing, tackling, marking at 13, very good. Mentally, the 15 composure is a surprise, 14 determination, great work rate, great aggression, and then technically, physically, 6'6" and with 14 pace, 14 jump reach, 14 strength. I mean, he's very good, isn't he? He just lacks a bit of that maturity, a bit of that, playing quite a few games. Last year, played for Liverpool 3 times, a 6.75 in the Premier League. Now we're going to bring him in and really test him. 21 years of age, Quansah, capped at under 21, under 20s level. I reckon he's going to be fantastic for us. I just want to see if he'll actually fit into the role where I want him. But another ball-playing defender who's on 2.8k a week. We managed to bring him in. He should be on £4 grand a week, but 2.8, I mean, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. And then the final one of the lot, Forson. Omari Forson, he had a great little spell for us last year, didn't he? If you look at the history last year, 17 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, a 7.1 rating. He started off pretty decent, pretty fast pace on the ball. He grew into a great player, and now I wanted to bring him back. 11k a week. I mean, for his output, I'd take that. You can start on that right hand side. 17 games for us last year, 4 goals. He came in January, had a pretty good season with us. I just wanted to carry him on. So we've kept him on. He's with us for 11k a week until the end of the season now. Great physicals, great pace, great acceleration, great dribbling. Great flair is the one that I want on this right hand side. And then technically, really, really good. You know, you're dribbling, you're finishing, your first touch, you're passing, your technique, all 14s. It's just what I want to try and improve is his decision making and his concentration. Other than that, decent enough player. The work rate and the aggression could be a little bit higher, but Forson is the fourth and final loanee that we've brought into the club. Now then, we'll speed through the actual signings of who we've brought in. So we've brought in Devin Hine. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Devin Hine from De Graaf's Shop. He played 22 games last year, scoring 8 goals. The previous season to that, 29 games, 8 goals, 6.7 rating, the most average rating you can get. And he is a pretty average player, to be honest, but his potential is through the roof. He's 20 years of age. Now, if we give this man his props and, we let him have a lot of games going in this advanced playmaker role, advanced forward role, with a bit of support in behind. He's got good dribbling, great finishing, great heading. Mentally, averages out of 13. That's what really drew me to him. 15 determination, 13 off the ball, 13 decisions, 13 anticipation. That's what you want as a striker. Then looking at his physicals, to average a 12 or a 13 across all of them at 5'9", I think he's great. I think he's brilliant. And he can be evaluated for a standard work permit next year, so we'll see if he manages to get a few caps for the Netherlands side, maybe at youth level or whatever, but he will be playing for us. We've brought him in on a free as well, and he's already worth the 6 million. So if we can try and progress him, this is the season when we start growing the squad. We get the youngsters in, out with the old, in with the new. Jallo, Machoy Dallo, Jallo, sorry, if you remember this man, 7.75k, out with the old, in with the new again, 21 years of age, 3-star current ability, a pacey winger that we can bring in with decent dribbling, just to replace the likes of Keshi Anderson or Miyoshi, someone that can come in as technical as Miyoshi, not great at passing, but the aggression at 14 stood out for me with his determination. Work rate could be a little bit better, but to play him as an inside forward as maybe a backup for Forson would be brilliant. But again, another player that we brought in, looking at 5.8 million for him. He's here until 2027, 7.75k a week, not taking the mick. He is a good squad player, can stay here, potential ability is very high. He'll be getting a few minutes this season for sure. Next up, Joe Worrell. Now, Joe Worrell, for 18.25k, I had to try and convince him, but if you look at him, brilliant strength, great jumping reach, 6'4", decent weight on him, so he's got a good bit of pace to him. Bravery is up there, aggression's up there, work rate's up there, great teamwork and leadership, that's the main one, leadership and teamwork. He's going to be our captain, I believe, this year. Then tackling, heading, the first touch and the dribbling could be a bit better, but the passing's there if we need him, and also the marking. So he'll be playing as this central defender role. I think I'm going to play him as a central defender, but he is the leader that I want to bring in. At 27 years of age, still pretty young, capped a few times. I think we've brought him in on a free. If all else goes wrong, sell him on for 10 million, 8 million. And that, for us, is massive money. Absolutely huge money, 8 to 10 million. And I know he's going to be worth the money. So he's coming for us for the centre-back role. And then we go on to the people that we've actually paid for. Now then, our main goalkeeper. The man that I've invested the money in. And he's going to have to try and play pretty well for us. It's Pitsag Narco, I believe it's how you pronounce it. Pixie Nako, it might be. Pixie 3-star current ability, fringe player apparently, but he's a consistent performer. I think he doesn't like big games, which is a bit awkward, but for 600k, I think that's a bargain. And, comparing him to John Ruddy, who's just left us this year, he's better than John Ruddy. He's going to be better than John Ruddy. Let's just be honest. I mean, leadership and determination isn't something that I'm looking for now because we've got, obviously, the new centre-back we've brought in. But in terms of technically, a bit more eccentric, but pretty much the similar type of mould. He's just a little bit better at being the modern day goalkeeper, I think, overall, if you look at him there. So, 22 years of age, plenty of room to improve. I'm very happy with Samuel Pixaknako. Samuel, we'll call him Samuel. I'm very happy with him. So, yeah, he sticks in this goalkeeper's role. And then the pick of the bunch, the man that I'm very, very excited for, and I've never actually seen him on FM. It's Topolovic. Luka Topolovic, and it rolls off the tongue. That's going to be something you can, your commentator can scream Topolovic like that, But what a player! Attacking midfielder, dribbling, brilliant. Long shots, take shots from range, which is what I'm looking for. Get a lot of shots in. Technique, brilliant technique and vision. Flair, 14. Composure and anticipation. Decisions could be a little bit better, but composure and anticipation for a youngster, brilliant. 6'2". 82 weight, aggression and work rate are quite high, but for a technical player, you're looking at, he's pretty good. Shadow striker is what I dream to play him in. As the pace is brilliant, but I just can't afford to do that yet. I think when we're on the front foot going forwards, I might play him in the shadow striker role, but he's brilliant in that role. 14 dribbling, 13 finishing. I think this man is going to be the difference for us. But for now, I want him to play a bit more of this like attacking midfielder support role, maybe pushing into the attacking midfielder attack role, because he's got the physicals for it, got the long shots for it. This man's going to be special. 6'2", 82 kilos, right-footed, shoots from distance, shoots with power. We're going to see some goals from this man this year. Last year, he played 31 games, got 5 goals, 9 assists with a 7.35 rating for Domžale in the First League of Slovenia. Is that in the Slovenian First League? It is the Slovenian First League. Brought him in for £1 million. He was part of the money that Miyoshi went out for, and we've definitely increased the side. Look at that now. £15.5 million player at 18 years of age. He's only going to improve. He's only going to get better. We're going to have big clubs coming after him. In his contract, he does have a £13 million release clause in the higher division, but I'm going to look to try and lock him down next year or maybe possibly this year, when we try and move his wage fee up. So that's everyone. So that's everything so far. Staff-wise, we're going to have we've got rid of quite a few players. We've got rid of a few. We've brought in Jesse March as an assistant. I think he's going to be fantastic in that assistant role because he's pretty good mentally. I mean, you can see here his judging player is not brilliant, but he plays the 4-2-3-1. He's an interesting man. I mean, I think he's pretty good. And for 2K a week, he's going to be a brilliant assistant manager. We've brought in Ed Vahid for our head of youth development, so we can try and get our youngsters playing a bit better. Other than that, I don't think we've really brought in anyone different. Bergkamp's always been here. John Goodman's always been here. Kolo Torre we've brought in. Brilliant little bit of a model citizen in there. So the squad itself looks like this. This is how we're going to be playing this year. A 4-2-3-1 with a lot of depth. You see Keshi Anderson who tried to get rid of, Sariki Dembele who tried to get rid of, they don't want to leave. Kwanzaa's not even on the bench because we've got Bielik and Dion Sanderson, but even Dion Sanderson might be worth looking to try and shift him on. I know he's only 24, but not a lot of potential there. I don't think he's going to really be a standout player for us for 10k a year. This is how we're going to play. This is the one. Ethan Laird, Joe Worrell, Araujo in there for the time being. Could be Kwanzaa, could be Bielik, could be Sanderson. We'll see who fits in there well. Pike Sung-ho playing the deep line playmaker role, and then Jordan James is a box-to-box. Jordan James has progressed massively since last year, and you can see now he prefers the central midfielder attack role. It might be worth playing him as a central midfielder support, but I think I quite like him in this box-to-box midfielder role. I really do. The work rate's there, the off the ball, the mentals are there, the decisions, the composure. He's good at dribbling going forward. He got a few goals for us last year, believe it or not. Didn't he? 3 goals, 8 assists. He was actually very, very good for us last year. So I want to try and mould him into the box-to-box midfielder role. We might need to give him a new contract, but for now that's him in there. Then Topolovic up in that central attacking midfield role. Low on the left, Forson on the right, Hine up front, Devin up front. He's going to be very good for us. And then Samuel in net as that sweeper keeper. I think that's a very strong side. And then that's pretty much it. So I hope you did enjoy this episode. That's everything to catch up on. We've got next time Leicester, who will be the opening game of the season. Very interesting one against Leicester. So let's see, actually, in the league table as well, what's the media prediction for us? It is 9th. Very interesting. To finish pretty much spot on as where we were last year. So anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, Oh, there we go. If you did, please leave a like. I know it's been quite a long one. I might cut that down, try and segment it up. But that's going to be a long one. That's going to be the transfers. Episode 9, episode 10, we'll get flying into the Championship. I'm hoping to try and make this season another 9 episodes. Then, when we get into the Premier League, or we try and get into the playoff spots, it'll be like 12 episodes a season. Or I'll really be pushing on to try and avoid relegation, try and get into the playoffs first of all. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Get into the playoffs and try and build on this side, because I think there's a lot of potential here and a lot of good players at this club now. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the likes and all the interactions with all my videos so far, all the comments you're leaving. It's brilliant. It's really bringing the community vibe. Sub managers at the moment 211. I've not refreshed it. 208 it says up there, but 211, which is fantastic. Absolute brilliant news. I can't ask for much more than that. So thank you guys for watching. I shall catch you in the next one. From me, Alex. Have a great day. Ciao.